Yes, people, wife boy, and today I am ranking every single Arsenal player so far this season, putting them on a tier list of how good they have performed. I put on my community tab a few days ago, that's the international break, so if anyone has any video ideas, I'm going to try and implement them now while there's no Arsenal games going on. And there was a few suggestions, and the first one came through from RD12, who gave this idea, do ranking Arsenal players so far this season, and he has his own Arsenal related channel, so be sure to check that out. And yeah, if you're new around, if you enjoy Arsenal football related content, please consider subscribing on my road to 700. And as always, leave in the comment section down below any video ideas. I'll be sure to implement them when I have time. So we have the tier list here. We have world class, amazing, good, okay, poor, barely played, and out on loan / sold, because this, as you can see, has got every single player in the Arsenal squad from the start of this season. So there will be some players that actually got sent out on loan, but they are still technically part of the Arsenal squad. It's going to be quite a long video going through every single one. I'm going to try and keep it short and just put them where I believe they should go. So without further ado, let's start with Rhys Nelson. Oh my god, well, he's out on loan / sold, so I can't really put him any higher than that. Not that I would, to be fair, because he's a liability, but yeah, out of loan / sold. Next we have Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale so far has been world class, man. I'm sorry. Now, putting him world class does not mean he is world class. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying how he's performed, and form wise, he's performed like a world class player since we've signed him. More clean sheets than goals conceded. Not every goalkeeper, not barely any goalkeeper on planet Earth can say that for a fact. He's been really good. His distribution's been good. His shot stopping's been good. His passion has shown. He's a positive effect on the team around him. His energy's infectious. He's been a world class player so far, but of course, form is temporary. We have to see how he does it over a longer period. Arthur Okonkwo, he's barely played, to be fair. He had a shocker in his pre-season game against Hibernian. Since then, he's barely played, so I can't really give him a ranking, but yeah, barely played. Aziz is out on loan with Portsmouth. So I'm going to put him, out on loan, sold. I've heard he's actually had a bit of a bad time. He hasn't really managed to find games, which is really disappointing. I thought he'd definitely be able to get some games in League One, but one way or another, he hasn't been able to get many games. He actually scored recently in the Papa John's Trophy. It's named after a pizza franchise. I don't know why, but yeah, he scored recently in that, but hasn't had much game time at Portsmouth, which is a bit of a worry because I think Aziz could be a really, really good footballer one day. Rob Holding for me has been poor. I'm going to say it as it is. The games that he played towards the start of the season, he was not at it. He was not at it whatsoever. He's had a poor season so far. He will struggle to get into this side, to be honest, and we've got better players around him. So yeah, Rob Holding, I can see him leaving at the end of the summer or in January. And we can pick up a cool 10 million or so for him, I'll be very happy with that. Lucas Torreira's out on loan. He will go though, one way or another. Lucas Torreira will go. It's been really weird with Torreira because when he first came out, Unai Emery, he was one of my favourite players. He was so good, but then Arteta took over and he just hasn't really fancied Torreira. I don't know whether he's just a second season syndrome a bit, because his first season he was amazing. He scored that goal against Tottenham in North London derby. Also scored a semi-bicycle kick against Huddersfield. He was a really good player. Hasn't really worked out for him. I think he's a bit homesick. His mother unfortunately died during the COVID period, so I think he wants to go back around in South America, around Argentina, Uruguay, where he's from, or move back to Italy where he was before he came to Arsenal. Following Balogun, I'm going to put him as well in barely played. We haven't seen enough of Balogun. This was meant to be his breakout season. He signed a new contract after tossing and turning whether he was going to do so. I'm guessing he signed that with promise of some game time. Hasn't really worked out. Eddie Nketiah's been ahead of him in the pecking list, as well as, of course, Lacazette and Aubameyang. So he's barely played Balogun. I can see him going out on loan. He actually came out of an interview the other day saying that he wants more game time one way or another. So I can see him going out on loan to a championship club. I think would be really good for him, if not a League One club, just something where he can get goals, because he is a bagsman. It's just giving him the game time to get those goals. Hector Bellerin has been out on loan. Haven't kept up with him at all, to be honest. Haven't missed him at all, to be honest. We've had Tomiyasu. Haven't really looked back. Cedric Suarez has been okay for me. He's been nothing amazing, but he hasn't been poor by any means. He's a player that's just been doing a job at right back instead of Tomiyasu. We've obviously seen Ainsley Maitland shift to more of a midfield position, so Cedric's just been that backup in the Carabao Cup games. To be honest, when you're playing teams like AFC Wimbledon, where can you really go wrong at Carabao Cup? But yeah, he's been okay for me. Cedric Suarez hasn't been amazing by any stretch of the imagination. And that's the same with Callum Chambers for me. I want to put him in barely played because he has barely played, but he did score a goal in the Carabao Cup, and when he has been on the pitch, he's been okay. He hasn't been amazing or good, but yeah, he's been okay, done the job. Is that Ben Cottrell? I'm barely played. I barely even knew who he was, to be fair. I think that's Ben Cottrell. Yeah. And I think that's Tyrese John Jules as well. I'm going to put him in barely play as well. This is only first team. I'm talking about the academy here. I'm not ranking your under 21 or under 23 games. Mohamed El Neni, to be fair, has been good. When he's been on the pitch, he's been good. He's been doing a job for us. he's a squad player, Mohamed El-Neni. He knows what he is. He's at that point in his career where he's never ever going to be a certified starter for the team that we want to aspire to be. But he's a player that can do a job. He's a bit of an energy. He's a Duracell battery off the bench that just runs around, presses a little bit. He has a long shot in him every now and then. But yeah, good start for Mohamed El-Neni. Sead Kolasinac. And you know what? Kolasinac has been okay this season. Like, I can't remember him making a mistake. And the games he's played, he's been alright. He's been playing the Carabao Cup games, but he's done a job. And he's come off the bench a couple of times to have some more defensive security. Do I want him to stay at the club? No, but he hasn't been bad. He's been okay, Kolasinac. I can't really say he's been poor. Bernd Leno. Bernd Leno, I'm going to give Bernd Leno the benefit of the doubt and put him in okay. I could easily put him in poor because he's conceded 9 goals in the first 3 Premier League games. Since then, the Carabao Cup, he's been fine. I don't think he's conceded in the Carabao Cup. But I'll put him in okay just for the fact that when I actually look at the goals scored, there wasn't much he could do about a lot of them. Maybe 1 or 2 he could have done better. And also the defence was really, really poor. Let's be real about it. But Bernd Leno's been okay. More towards poor. But I think also people are saying poor because of how good Ramsdale's been. Like in relative to Leno. I feel like as a goalkeeper, Bernd Leno's been okay this season. Just because Ramsdale's been so amazing, world class. People think Leno's been poor, when in reality Leno's been okay. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has been good this season. He's had some game time, especially in midfield, which he likes to see. He can't complain anymore. He's getting game time in midfield, and the time he has played, he's been alright. Carabao Cup games have been decent. He's played midfield against Norwich and looked alright. He looked really good against Watford in midfield. So yeah, good start for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. More to come, hopefully. Pablo Mari has also been poor, to be fair. Like, I'm just casting my mind back to those first 3 games when we didn't even have Ben White, we had Ben White for the first one, but we didn't have Gabrielle. And those centre-backs were just poor, man. I know we were playing Chelsea, Man City, but just giving away schoolboy goals, man. Schoolboy errors in midfield really and defence really, really poor. And Pablo Mari and Holding have been poor for me this season. Gabrielle Martinelli, I'm going to put him in barely play because the geezer's barely touched the floor, let's be real. Like, when he has played, he hasn't been amazing, but he hasn't been given enough game time to do anything. He's come on with like 2 minutes to go in added time every game. Like, he can barely tie his shoelaces as he's off the pitch again. So Martinelli's been really, really underutilised in this Arsenal. I can see him going out on loan potentially. He's barely played. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know whether Arteta just doesn't fancy him for whatever reason, but I do think he is the future of this football club. Maybe a loan spell might help him, but then I do want to see him play because I do think Saka, Smith-Rowe and Martinelli could be that midfield 3 behind the striker for years to come for Arsenal. But yeah, one way or another, Martinelli's just barely playing games at this football club. Rhys Nelson out on loan in Netherlands, I believe, for Feyenoord. I haven't really kept up with him, but I wish him the best. Eddie Nketiah has been good, to be fair. Like, I can't put him amazing because where he's done his damages in the Carabao Cup, which I don't really care about, if I'm honest. But he has been good in the Carabao Cup. He's scored goals. I believe he's like top scorer in the Carabao Cup, which is decent. I do remember him bagging against Leeds and Wimbledon, which is good. And yeah, that's his competition. He's struggling to break into the Premier League squad. So I can't put him in amazing because that's why I judge the players on their Premier League performances. But yeah, he's been good, Eddie Nketiah. I don't even know. Is that the right back? I don't even know who that is. I'm just going to put him on barely played. I think he's one of the youth right backs. Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. Thomas Partey's been amazing. He's been really, really amazing when he's played for us. He's that anchor in midfield. He does the little things. If he can stay fit, we've got a player on our hands. I know he didn't play against Watford with a slight tight fine. It's just really annoying. We're always playing him. I'm always on thinking, don't get injured. Because I just feel like he's become an injury prone, which you don't want to see. I don't know why. Like, he's not old. He's in his prime of his career. He shouldn't be getting injured. He wasn't getting injured at all at Atletico. I don't know what it is about England, but when he does play, you see the quality he brings to the side. What he was doing against Leicester, he was doing the little things, just picking up the pieces and spraying the ball out. Same against Tottenham. Thomas Partey is an amazing midfielder. Nicolas Pepe for me has been poor. He's been one of the poorest players this season for us. There's no way he gets back into this first team for me in the Premier League games. There's absolutely no hope. Not even off the bench, if I'm honest. When Pepe gets the ball, he slows the attack down. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it as it is, man. When he receives the ball, he's just receives the ball and then slows it down and tries to take on a defender through like body feints or skill moves. You don't need to skill someone up all the time. What you need to do when you collect the ball is just run with it and keep the pace going. When Emile Smith-Rowe, Saka receive the football, you'll see when they get the ball, they're straight off, they're forward continuing the ball. Pepe receives it, he slows down, drags it a little bit with his left foot, passes it back. He slows the attack down. When the ball goes to him, it's lock off. Our attack is basically finished. We need to be fast in attack, and I just don't think he provides that personally. I think his best damage would actually be through the middle, because then he could just run in behind. But yeah, for me, Pepe's been really, really poor this season. Hard to see him get back into the squad. Sambi Lokonga's been really, really good. I can't put him quite in amazing, because I don't think I've seen him take a game by the scruff of the neck yet. But he's been really good, especially what we signed him for. I thought we signed him to be like a not really Guendouzi equivalent, but like someone like that, where he was going to get in the team every now and then, but not a solidified starter. But he is becoming a solidified starter even at his young age. I can see why he was captain of Anderlecht, and why Vincent Kompany and Thierry Henry both said he should be getting into the Arsenal. Arsenal should sign him. Very good player, and I have more to come from him, hopefully. Kieran Tierney's been good as well. I don't think he's been as good as last season. Last year, I think Tierney was one of our best players. I don't think he's been as good this season. I don't know whether that's because he's been the same but everyone else has been good, or whether he's just dropped off a little bit. But he's been decent. Of course, he got injured a little bit, which was a bit poor. But other than that, Kieran Tierney's been really, really good. Emile Smith-Rowe has been our best player this season by a mile. He's been world class this season. I don't know what it is. When he's just flicked the switch, he's got end product. He's passing well, shooting well. He's getting goals in the team. He's tracking back. He's the first to close the players down. Emile Smith-Rowe has been really, really good this season, and he's earned the call up to the England squad, fully deserved. And the way he's playing right now, he's playing like one of the best midfielders in the country right now. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying based on form, he's playing like it. 3 big goals in the Premier League, like big time goals against Spurs, your rivals, against Aston Villa, against Watford. He's popping up with goals, popping up with assists. Not much more I can ask for from Emile Smith-Rowe, one of our best players this season. I saw you just had Torreira. Yeah, okay. So the man that did this tier list put Torreira twice. I'll just put him again in out on loan/sold. Nuno Tavares for me has been amazing. Based on what I expected from him, he's surpassed every expectation. I thought we signed him, he was going to be average. I'm going to be real with you. I thought he's going to be a backup to Kieran Tierney, where he's just playing him in the cup games. But he's playing in the Premier League, and we haven't missed Tierney, to be honest. Now, does that mean I think he should start over Tierney? Some games. Not next week when we go against Liverpool, not by any means. I think in the home games, when you play against teams like Watford and stuff, he will do a job, because his attacking is amazing. He provides basically another winger. And I think in a back 5, Nuno Tavares is the guy. But when you're playing against good attacking teams, Nuno Tavares, I think, has got lapses defensively. From what I've seen so far, I don't think I've seen him be proper tested, and he's very raw in that aspect. But for what I expected from him, he's surpassed all expectations. Nuno Tavares, he's been absolutely amazing. Ben White, I'm also going to put in amazing. Can't put him in world class, because I don't think I've seen him having a defensive masterclass yet. I've seen him defend very well, but not a masterclass. Like Aaron Ramsdale, I saw him have a masterclass against Leicester. That's why he's in world class. Ben White has been amazing. His ball carrying ability has been really, really obvious. His defending wise, I think he's getting improved by Gabrielle. His defending, I don't think he's been amazing, but I think his ball carrying ability has been amazing, and his defending has been good and great. So yeah, I'll put him amazing overall, Ben White, but I'm really pleased with the signing. Willian sold, thankfully, alongside Joe Willock as well. He's gone to Newcastle. Good luck to him. Granit Xhaka for me has been okay. Now, rollercoaster Xhaka, as he always is, got a red card against Man City. At that point, I'm thinking poor. But then he had a masterclass against Spurs and then got injured. So I'll put him in okay, because he had the masterclass versus Spurs, the horror show versus Man City, levels out, he's okay. I don't want him to be our midfield starter. I think we do need to sign one in January, and sign a very good one. But Xhaka's been okay. Gabriel for me has been world class, man. I'm sorry. He's been world class this season. What he brings to the team defensively is so much. Underrated centre back. I think his English got better as well, because his speaking ability has been really good. He's commanding to the team. He's commanding to the left backs and right backs, telling them to push up, come back, pull in, so become tighter as a back 4. Really, really good, Gabriel. And since he's coming, bearing in mind he did miss the first 3 games, so he wasn't part of any loss of this football club. He's been unbeaten this season. That may all change going to Anfield, but Gabriel's been really, really good. He's been world class, in fact, to start the season. I think those 3 players I put up there have been our world class players in terms of their form. I'm not saying they're world class now, but I'm saying their form has epitomised what world class players perform like. Martin Odegaard for me has been good. I think out of our signings, he's been probably one of the weaker ones, just for the fact that he scored a great free kick against Burnley to bring us home there, and played really well in North London derby. But he's struggled to get into the team a lot recently. he hasn't been at the forefront of our attacks, and I think since he's come out the team, we've actually looked a bit more dynamic with Lacazette down the middle. But Martin Odegaard is still a great player to have, and a great player to come off the bench, and he's someone that's going to press and do the hard yards. And he's still young, so he's got much more to come from him. Martin Odegaard's been good. I'm not by any means disappointed by the signing. Takehiro Tomiyasu's been amazing, just for the fact that we needed that right back so badly. Bellerin was so bad, and we needed one, and we got him in Tomiyasu, and he's been amazing, commanding in the air. He's always got a yard in him to run extra. He's got a weak foot as well. Can't ask much more from Tomiyasu. He's doing his job in the team, and that's all we can ask. Bukayo Sako. For me, Bukayo Sako, I'm going to say he's been good this season. I don't think Bukayo Saka's reached the heights that he hit last season. Last season, he was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Literally win games by himself. He hasn't hit that quite yet this season, but he's still been good. I just can't put him amazing because don't think he's been as great as the other players. And I think out of the front, I can't say front four, but in terms of the midfields like Saka, Emile Smith-Rowe, I think Emile Smith-Rowe's been better than Saka, so I can't put him in the same class as him. But Saka's still been really good. Lacazette's been amazing for me. In the limited minutes he's had, he's been efficient with his minutes in getting goals and getting contribution, getting assists for this team. Can't ask for much more than Lacazette. He's been a great player. And it will be a shame if we do see him go, because I think what he brings to the team is more than goals. He brings up that hold-up play. Aubameyang's hold-up play has been horrible this season. Lacazette's been the one that's holding up play, bringing others into play, and having him through the middle has been really good for our team. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has been okay for me. I can't put him in poor because no matter how he performs, he has been getting goals this season. He was really poor against Watford, but his goal return is not bad this season. He's still scored 4 in the Premier League so far. Is that good? Not necessarily, but I think 7 goals overall this season is not bad by any means. I do demand more from Aubameyang and expect more from Aubameyang, but he's been okay. And that's all the players are now. We're on to the manager. But Mikel Arteta, I'm going to put in good. Now, I don't know whether to put amazing. I'm not putting him amazing because I think the games he has won, bar maybe Leicester, I'd expect to win all those games as Arsenal manager. I'd expect you to beat Watford at home. I'd expect you to beat Norwich at home. He lost the first 3 games. I was expecting him to get turned over by Man City. Chelsea at home, I'd expect a point at home. And Brentford, you shouldn't lose. I don't care if it's a new stadium, whatever. So I'm going to put him in good. I think the performances have got better. We are getting clean sheets, which is good. We actually are getting 1-0 to the Arsenal results, even though we've been seeing it for years and it's only really happened under George Graham. So we are getting the results. I think he's been good overall, Mikel Arteta. I do have faith in him. Now, am I 100% behind Mikel Arteta? Not necessarily. I'm not 100% behind him. I don't think you can be. I think you'd be naive to be. But I am more teetering towards backing him than I am not backing him. And I do see progression. I do definitely see progression. I think Anfield will be a really good indicator for us. I'm really looking forward to the Liverpool game away at Anfield because I have no expectations. So for me, this is just like a scouting mission, a test centre, an interview to see where we are at. Are we able to compete with the best of the best? Because if we're not, then that's just a wake-up call for the boys. And it's in many ways a free hit. No one here is expecting Arsenal to turn up to Anfield and beat them. So it's a free hit and I'm really looking forward to it. We're on good form, Liverpool on bad form. But yeah, I'll be previewing that game anyway, so I'll leave all that for that. But overall, Arteta's been good. I just want to see him turn out performance against a really good team now to bumping up to amazing. And the fans have been world class. The Arsenal fans, especially the away fans. The home support at the Emirates is good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not amazing. But our away support is unbelievable. I always hear the away fans on TV more than the home fans. Definitely, I don't know if the mic's nearer to the away fans, but I always see them chants, especially the Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe chant. So nothing more can be asked from the away fans. I think our home support does need to get picked up a little bit, but overall, Arsenal fans have been world class as always. So that's my final tier list on all the Arsenal players, manager and fans this season. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below if you agree or disagree with the ranking in the tier list. Thank you again RD12 for recommending me doing this video, and leave in the comment section down below if you have any other videos to do. I've been White Football and I'll catch you guys in the next video.